I really loved that I could take an image and make people less scared of these reptiles and amphibians. Get those colors.
My name is Hallie Cowan Barrera. I'm 22 years old. I currently live in South Carolina, where I'm doing a master's degree in wildlife and fisheries. Today, we're heading to Spring Island in South Carolina on the east coast of the United States. Spring Island covers an area of about 3,000 acres and is made up of diverse ecosystems providing habitats for a wide range of wildlife, including some of my favorite reptiles and amphibians.
Spring Island is a unique ecological treasure characterized by a mix of maritime forests, salt marshes, freshwater ponds, and longleaf pine savannas. There's a lot of places that have these habitats, but not a lot of places that have them all in one area or so close together. Hey Tony! This is Tony, wildlife biologist and educator here at Spring Island, and today he's going to be helping us find some photography subjects.
Yeah, so what we're going to do is get out in the nature preserves and flip some cover boards and just see what we can find.
Great, let's do it. Today we're looking for some macro subjects, so subjects that have some details that people wouldn't normally see. We're hoping to get up close and personal with them. I really specialize in herp photography, so reptiles and amphibians, and snakes are definitely some of my favorite subjects, so I'm hoping to see a few snakes today. But we're just gonna see what we can find.
So Hallie, this is one of my study sites. We have about 13 different species of snakes in this area. So let's go check it out.
We're gonna be flipping this board. And usually snakes will be under these because they're trying to find like little rodents and other things that might be underneath to feed on. Because it's a good hiding place and also because it's nice and warm in the sun, that metal is conducting heat. During my time in undergrad, which I did in Florida, I started seeing more snakes and lizards and alligators, and I realized these were the subjects I wanted to study. And then as I started to study them, I started to photograph them, just taking my camera out with me. The camera was just a way for me to focus my mind on the things that I loved about them and share that with other people, maybe in turn make people less scared of these reptiles and amphibians.
Oh, look right here, look right there. Beautiful.
Oh yeah, that's nice. I can't reach it. I'll hold this up, yeah.
Handling wildlife is not something you want to do unless you're properly qualified and have a reason to do so. We handle the snakes on Spring Island for research purposes and for outreach. We know how to do it without causing the animals distress.
Get those colors. So this is a corn snake, native to the southeast US. They're really sweet and pretty variable. They can be like anywhere from these like nice orange and reds to like brown. So pretty.
You look at the male reproductive organs are in the base of the tail.
Mm-hmm.
And so what you can do is you can just feel the tail and tell if it's a male or female. Females have a shorter, pointier tail. Males have a longer, thicker tail at the base. Boy, that's a nice little snake.
It's really nice. So usually when I want to pose a snake, I try to find somewhere a little clearer with not so much grass. We want to keep an eye on it and keep it so that we can return it to where we originally found it, so that it can stay in its microhabitat and it has its burrows that it likes to stay in and it doesn't get confused by a new area. Oh, he's going in my hair. All right, so we're going back to the board where we found him. We just want to make sure we put him back in his home.
So the reason we have these, we've published a couple scientific papers here. This is just a good way to have access to snakes for other research. And also we use them for education. So there's nothing better than taking a kid out in the habitat and letting them catch a snake for themselves or see it firsthand. There's a black widow right here.
Oh.
Try and photograph that.
Yeah, so here we have a black widow. So it's a species of venomous spider. So poisonous is like you eat it and you die. Venomous is it bites you and I guess you don't necessarily die, but it's bad.
You shouldn't attempt to photograph venomous spiders without the appropriate experience and safety precautions in place. I'm maintaining a safe distance from my subject, and I have a clear exit if I need to get away. And also, people around me can help me in case of a spider bite.
I think I got it. Photographing a ground skink.
Ground skinks are fossorial species, which means they like to hide under the leaf litter. They're really hard to photograph, mostly because they move so much. So it's really fun to see them under cover boards and be able to take some macro photos of them.
We're gonna go photograph a dwarf salamander that they found. A little tiny salamander.
That's a neat little species.
Yeah. Did you catch it? Look at you guys. So we just found this dwarf salamander, and now we're gonna photograph him on this piece of bark because the bark is like a little bit lighter, so it'll be a nice contrast with his darker color.
I love interacting with nature, and part of this is bringing more awareness to species people don't often think about or avoid. No matter how big or small, these animals have a role to play in our ecosystems that are all important.
If you want to learn some of the techniques I used for getting these photos today, you can watch that episode on BBC Earth's YouTube channel.